Hello and welcome everybody out there in Twitch and D&D land to our newest session of the Solemn Sagas. I should probably start weaning away from the Twitch and D&D land part. Probably just go with, D&D land, the new Embrace world, something like that. We'll work on it. Before we jump into the action, as per usual, we have a few little shout-outs we have to give. Just a few friendly reminders. If you're watching this video on YouTube, more than likely we just uploaded it there, and if you want to help us gain some traction, subscribe to the channel, comment on the video, drop a like. It's all easy, free things, and it supports us out so incredibly much so that more people can enjoy this world, this universe, and so that other projects of mine can continue to gain funding from all of this. If you are interested in hanging out with any of us while we're playing, our Twitch schedule's down in the description below. Not sure how much longer we're actually going to be on Twitch, but yeah, just go over there, look at that, and hang out with all of us. Also, if you are interested in joining our community and hanging out with us here inside of our Discord server, please consider joining our Patreon. All of our Patreons get the opportunity to be added to our waitlist for any of our pay-to-play games, but at minimum, you get to participate in monthly one-shots that we have organized, and you get to hang out with all of the cast members and players from our community. Speaking of cast members, we have our first casted show that is going to be starting November 21st. You definitely don't want to miss out on this. It's fully funded. It's medium production. But for Twitch, that means high production because, let's be honest, Twitch's standard of production is pretty damn low. But yeah, it's going to be fantastic. We have a incredible cast of individuals playing very unique characters that are interacting with the living universe and may or may not cause a lot of chaos and havoc for other people in the community. So yeah, you definitely want to tune in and not miss out on any of that. Anyways, oh shit, what happened? Did we lose someone? Wrong one. We only have 4 players today. Gabriel, go ahead and tell us what happened last session.
We start off still in the ruins of the Slayers Guild. Unsurprisingly, all the racking we're making trying to get into the well for N has attracted the attention of the 2 rocks in the area who attack. Draco, our monk, manages to hold off one through the whole game, while Gabe is busy finding the other one while babysitting the others and keeping Rowan from getting himself caught up too much and various things. Eventually, the second rock is taken down, and along with the first one, and Gabe, in a rotten mood, decides to lock up the well for the rest of the day until everyone gets a chance to rest and recover their abilities. Unfortunately, that wasn't destined to happen because after closing several locks only for them to pop open, he discovers there's a small invisible fiend in the area, causing trouble. Gabe, that is apparently from inside the well. Gabe offers to play catch with it a bit if it tells him what's inside the well, which turns out to be a mistake, seeing it was considered a deal with a fiend. And fortunately, and everyone else managed to catch Gabe running off and convince the fiend to let Gabe go if everyone played catch with it until sundown. We all go to sleep to rest up, and where Fulcrum has a strange dream. Well, first of all, I think we opened up the well and Rowan swam down to the bottom of it, just barely able to get down there even with a beast form, and passed through a door into what seems to be another dimension with 2 other doors going other places. She came back. We rested where Fulcrum has a strange dream. And then next day Rowan realizes she has water breathing that she can cast on everyone. Even though someone asked about that several times the day before. But she casts water breathing on everyone, and we all swim down to the door and pass through to the next dimension. And that's it.
Alrighty. So, as all of you swam through using your water breathing, you splashed out into this open tundra. Looking at the water that is currently flowing from some place you can't discern into this weird archway that you just passed through that was kind of like a door, surrounded by heavy, strong winds that constantly seem to blow around without any amounts of respite or shield coming from any mountains or anything. As far as your eyes can see, there is nothing but snow.
Not snow again.
However, none of you feel cold. In fact, you don't feel any semblance of temperature near you. It's
This way
a very odd sensation not to experience weather at all. There's no warm, there is no cold, there's no pressure, there's no humidity, there's no anything. It feels like your skin is lacking sensation right now.
Okay, is this where you wanted to be in?
I
This
think
is-
so.
This is where I was before. And there's the arch is down this way. And Rowan will kind of start walking towards where the other arches are.
You walk right, pivot, and turn, and they're within eyesight. Not very far at all.
Oh, well, the little guy said once we get down here to take a right and keep going.
Should we send our pets through and see what they find in each doorway?
He is not a pet. He is a companion
Huh?
and a friend.
That poops on me.
Because you deserve it.
Why do I deserve it?
Because you're poopy and you don't want to be right. CP, would you mind checking on things up ahead, please?
It goes flying. It will communicate with you, and did you want me to go through those archways or just keep flying and see if I see anything?
Oh, I think we're supposed to go through those archways, but I don't want you to go anywhere.
Really? Who said that?
Gabe telepathically asked Beefcake to go through the first archway.
Beefcake gonna die.
Roll me a d3. Okay. Beefcake wanders over to one of the 3 standing archways. Or, sorry,
2.
2 standing archways. The third one is the one you just came from. It goes over to it. Oh yeah, so that should have been a D2. Roll a D2. See which one. Two. Okay.
I also told him to come right back.
You did, yes, you did.
Hmm.
You watch as he wanders over to this archway that seems to have water flowing out of it into this area, meeting in that same large pool that stretches on as far as you can see. And he just hops through.
And he still has water breathing.
Yes, he does.
He doesn't show up after a minute.
No, he does not.
Fuck. And send your mutts to the other one while I resummon Beefcake.
He is not a mutt either. He is a pseudo dragon. He is of a lineage of dragons. It's a proud family of creature.
Gabe just sits down on the ground and starts summoning Beefcake again.
Okay. You feel your connection is still attached to Beefcake. Beefcake's not
is
dead.
it?
Yeah.
But I can't communicate, I assume.
You're way further than a mile away right now, buddy.
Yeah, true. But I can resummon him and he'd show up next to me, doesn't he?
You can command him to come back to you, but you have to use a spell if you want to summon him back to you.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm just doing my...
So you begin casting your spell over the next 10 minutes.
Yep.
Anybody else?
I'm gonna have.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Fulcrum.
Yeah, I'm gonna investigate. How far are the arches away from each other? The portals, arches.
The other two are within a quarter mile of you, but they seem to they're past rubble, about 4 other stacks of rubble, and they're the last 2 all the way over there. The one is positioned centrally, like here, let me just draw real quick. Let's go with this. So 1 This is you.
I don't.
You don't see the map.
Yeah, I had to check myself and see if I joined the right game.
You're good. So the circled one is you. The other 2 are on the far side of all of the rubble, and they're roughly within like 100 feet from one another. They're pretty close.
Okay. I'm gonna the one that we're next to. I'm not going through it. I'm not touching it, but I'm gonna investigate it. See if there's what kind of Rowan had mentioned writing or carving, so I'm just gonna kind of look and see if there's anything on the face or the sides that I can read and see.
Roll an investigation and tell me which exotic languages you can speak. Mundane languages will not matter here.
Deep speech and Hungrel would be exotic, I'm guessing.
Your archway actually has writing in deep speech on it.
Ooh. Well, and celestial too.
Your archway does not have any writings in celestial on it.
Okay.
But thank you. And no Hungrel either, just in case you were wondering.
I'm assuming, yeah.
Yeah. I'll let you know. I'm always so excited when you guys use my languages that I put in here. So anyways, this one is shaped like Rowan previously described to you. I believe this one... this is the one that has the bear... the lion with the backwards facing paws with its back up against an owl's that has its head shaped over towards you.
Okay.
The writing underneath it Solemn was once there, is now housed in many places. The first world. And right next to that, there is more writing in a different language that you do not understand.
Okay. Awesome. Hogan, if you're listening, I hope you clip that because I was writing.
Yes, yes.
I'm gonna ask Gure to do a quick survey around, and then I'm gonna go see what Fulgrim's working on.
Have VRA roll a perception check.
Alrighty. To his. That picture every time I pull it up kills me of him. Perception. You're like,
I think I personify your pet perfect.
perfectly, yes.
17. Okay. VRA will begin doing a circular surveillance around you, swooping around pretty far. Never going further than a half mile away, so it can stay in that telepathic communication with you. But there appears to be no obstacles obstructing view here at all. So, without limitations of that, Vire can see very far, and it's going to be communicating to you, expressing how it's so weird. There's no glowing objects anywhere. There's no appearance of stars, of a moon, a sun, anything like that in the sky. In fact, when you look at the sky, it just looks like a drift of snow is flying above you. And yet, everything is as clear to see as day. And it does let you know. So, there's snowmen. Like a lot of them.
Like somebody made snowmen, or like are they people in the snow?
You know, do you want me to get closer and find out?
As close as you can safely.
Oh, yeah, I have such good wisdom, it flies off.
So wisdom is actually +1, thank you.
Yeah, as safely as it can. Alrighty. Also, Kai, do you want to change your display name? Because you're Gabriel right now.
Oh, oops. Okay.
Gabriel, you resummon Beefcake, and Beefcake looks at you and goes, "How did you do that? That's weird."
What? Summon you? I've done it before.
So quickly.
I'm fast. What'd you find out? Why didn't you come back?
I didn't find out anything. I walked through, I saw this large room thing, and then you summoned me back.
It takes at least 10 minutes to summon you. Are you saying that it's been less than 10 minutes for you?
It was like seconds, and not like seconds in dog years, like seconds.
There must be some kind of time dilation.
Did you miss me that much?
Yeah. you left here like 15 minutes ago.
Have Beefcake roll a perception check at disadvantage. It was literally in there for a moment.
Gabe tells everyone, there seems to be a time issue between the different dimensions. Let's see. So, roll beef. Okay, I don't have anything for Beefcake. What do I roll?
Wisdom. Oh, you have a character sheet for Beefcake. Don't you?
You Gabe roll. Just Gabe roll.
Oh, what is Beefcake right now? A, what?
Puma. Or a panther.
God damn, so many panthers.
Well, you're the one that picked it.
Gabe. There you go. Now you have a character sheet.
Panther. Okay. So character sheet. Roll what?
Wisdom or perception if it's proficient.
Let's see. Perception +4. So yeah, that looks pretty good.
It has disadvantage, so 7. I didn't get anything. I was literally there for like 2 seconds.
No. Well, can you try going to the other one? I'll wait longer this time if there's a time.
Can you like wait until I come back, please?
I will. Yes.
Okay. Beefcake wanders on over. Around this time, Vire comes back and goes, so it started off like just round snowmen, and then it's snow that looks hardened and chiseled to look like men. And a lot of them look like these giant white things with a whole bunch of hair on them, like very expertly detailed all across their body. It looks like a professional sculptor is out there. And there's like hundreds of them. And there was a really sad story that I got from one of them. I was looking and like it was a little one of those big things that was walking towards the other ones and was looking for them. And then it found them. And then it made its own family. Muted.
Did you talk to them or?
No, I made up the story myself.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So, Anne, what did Poop Maker find?
Can I spit acid on him?
Yes.
Okay.
It's actually the thing is a sting.
Yeah, I know. It's gonna just spit
Oh.
on him.
Oh, gotcha.
Just-
He. There's apparently something over there that's like sculpted, almost like men or something like that out of the snow.
Why did your creature attack me?
It doesn't like you because you're mean to it.
What have I done to it to make it think I'm mean to it?
Well,
Put him
creatures
down
are
all the time.
able
So-
to
He
see,
can stand
feel
us?
emotion.
What were you saying, Fulcrum?
Yes, Gabe, sweetheart, creatures and different beings can feel emotion often coming off of. So maybe it's picking up on your vibe.
Noises.
It flies over to you, Fulcrum, and just looks up like.
And down, give it a little scratch. Right here.
Oh.
Well, my vibe right now is beheading, so I would suggest they have it not attack me anymore.
And then I'll telepathically say to Mirai when he's sleeping.
Gabe. Yes, you have invocations. Gabe,
Sorry,
Beefcake.
I did not mean to click that.
Beefcake just walks through the portal and immediately walks back out and just shakes its fur aggressively. Oh, that was cold.
How long were you in there? You walked right in and walked right back out.
I looked around for like 20 minutes.
There's obviously a time difference between this dimension and those.
Well, that one sucks. That water is super fucking cold and should be solid.
Is it underwater or is it raining?
I just kept swimming, and then I saw this giant fucking eel thing that was rippling with electricity, and I just came the fuck back.
So you were on the surface of some kind of ocean or something?
I was in water, swimming towards it, saw that, and said no.
Interesting.
I don't. What? You can't hear it.
Oh, this
You
is
can't understand
telepathic.
them.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're right.
yeah.
You're right. Yeah.
However,
This,
Beefcake looks traumatized, like wet, scared.
Beefcake. I mean, Beefcake. Gabe leans down and tries to comfort Beefcake.
Oh.
Was there anything else you saw over there? Just open water and an eel.
It was like that well that we came through, but way bigger. Like, way bigger.
And the other one was a room.
Yeah. It was Pretty warm.
Gabe explains what Beefcake saw and the time difference.
Would you like me to tell them? I can just tell them.
You can talk?
Yeah. Elvish.
Okay, go ahead.
And in perfect Elven, Beefcake turns to you and tells you all everything. Which I believe
Beefcake!
not Rowan speaks, right? Rowan, you're the only one who doesn't know Elvish?
What
Wait, I think I do.
your panther is having weird language coming out of it. Where did you pick that up then? I mean, it sounds similar to Sylvan, but it's a little more.
It's
He's
Elvish.
speaking Elvish.
Oh, okay, interesting.
So Anne and Rowan can understand him?
Yeah,
You can? You know Elvish? Cool.
I do.
Awesome. So yeah, Fulcrum is the only one out of the loop. Like, the fuck?
It will translate.
Okay.
Ah.
Beefcake shrugs. I tried. I don't. Who am I? Like,
Oh.
someone doesn't speak Elvish? Who?
Hey,
Gabe,
high five,
give some-
Beefcake.
It rams
So-
its head into your
See,
hand.
now that's a useful pet companion. And Gabe rubs him behind the ears.
Yeah, that's interesting. The arch here says Solemn was once there, is now housed in many places. The first world.
Is that the first arch that Beefcake
Yeah.
went through?
No,
Yeah,
no,
the
that's
very
the arch you all came from.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the one that we're next.
Yeah. The one named Solemn is where you're from. Solemn.
What does the second arch, I mean the arch that Beefcake went through first, say?
Go over there,
Well,
roll
let's
an
go look.
investigation, and find out. Also, exotic languages, people.
Primordial and infernal.
Infernal gets it. Go ahead, keep going. There's more than one languages associated with all of these.
No, the Abyssal, Dwarvish, Elvish.
All right, so Abyssal.
Celestial, Dwarf, yeah, Hungrel.
Rowan,
But
what
you won't
exotic
pick that up.
languages do you got?
I just have Common, Elvish, and Druidic.
I got a nice roll on the investigation, but if I don't understand the language, I don't think it's much help.
That first archway, Infernal and Abyssal are the two languages written on it.
Oh,
Yes. Give me one moment while I get all that prepared. Shit.
I made a contribution. Woohoo!
Hey, you discovered the snowmen,
It can read.
and you made Viray cry.
Did I make Viray cry?
I made Viray cry.
You made Viray cry.
You did laugh quite hard though a minute ago. And
I just imagined like Beefcake opening his mouth and it's like emanating like a speaker is what I imagined with like the.
No, honestly, Jessica laughs all the time, so
Yeah, yeah.
No, got myself going again.
So,
like now.
on the archway,
It's like a Furby.
the first bit is written in Infernal. All right, we'll give you a moment.
I'm good. I got it.
No, you do not.
No, she
We
does
can
not.
clearly see you do not have it.
I don't know if you heard me squeak out, but it was like it's like a Furby.
Yeah, I heard that part.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I got it.
Okay. Phenomena. So, written on it in Infernal. Zodiac. The plains between worlds. Home to second chance. That's all you can read in Infernal. Abyssal, Gabe. Fulcrum, or Gabe rolled the 23, so I assume he's pointing it out to people. In Abyssal, the furthest reach the smallest influence. Trial by fire or trial by water?
Gabe tells everyone what he reads.
And do you tell everyone?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Fulcrum, you're the brain guy here. You have any ideas?
What were you saying, Rowan?
I just missed the couple words before trial by fire and trial by water.
The smallest influence.
Okay, thanks.
Interesting. Can I roll something to see if I can piece anything together from what they told me it said? Like a history or a...
You can roll a history check, sure.
All right. Where is history? There it is.
Zodiac implies something about the constellations, outer world, maybe.
Okay.
Divination, but that's all you can really discern. Nothing else about this sounds like anything you've ever heard. Wow, you rolled a 5.
Yeah. When you travel a lot in that way,
Yeah.
you pick up a few things. Constellation.
And that was this one circled white.
Gabe walks over the other one, sees if he can read anything on it.
Go for it. Investigate.
Investigate.
Come on. Do.
Investigation.
Oh, damn it. Demonetized already. 11. This last one has by far the prettiest emblem imbued in the center. The archway itself is cracked all throughout it, and looks as if it was adhered back together, pieced back together, and forcibly melded shut. The emblem is the same one of that golden-faced woman with the long flowing hair that droops down and pools into her scooped hands that overflows with water.
I can't read anything on here. Can you, Fulcrum or Ian?
I got primordial.
Primordial. No. Sylvan?
Yes.
Okay. Druidic.
Oh, both I and Ian can read that.
Oh, wait,
Druidic?
I forgot. This is the...
Oh, Alvin. I'm sorry, Alvin.
I got
And I don't have-
druid.
And I don't have Sylvan. I kept thinking this is the first character I didn't take Sylvan on, so I screwed me up. Sorry.
No problem. Druidic. You can't read the first half of it, Rowan. But the second half states, the loneliest sacrifice, mother to the wild, sister of the lost, and sister of the sacrificed.
Share that with the group.
Well, this is all very helpful. And any ideas on where your mother's remains are?
Just a hunch. Would it be the... I don't know much about your history, but the arch with the infernal and the abyssal? I don't know.
Was your mom a druid?
I don't know anything about her.
Oh.
The
Interesting.
the little thing just said that the coffins were if we came out through here, we took a right, and they wouldn't be far away.
Rowan will pull Frank out of her fanny pack and look at him and ask, "Can you smell any dead people, Frank?"
Typically speaking, no.
Smell
Okay,
dead
thank-
people.
Thank you. She'll put him back in her fanny pack.
Wait, can I just throw over?
That was my first thought too. Is I smelled dead people.
You only
Freaking
take him
great.
out to ask him questions. His existence is in a fanny pack.
He
Yeah.
waits to lift in there.
Gabe gently closes Beefcake's mouth. No, you cannot eat him. The other one, I wouldn't mind. He can be resummoned anyway.
You look at Vire, who's almost the size of the panther.
Oh, I didn't realize Vera was that big.
Pseudo dragons are pretty big.
I mean, a panther, I would say, is about the size of a human, isn't it? I thought just
No,
was-
panthers are actually like smaller jungle cats.
oh.
I say smaller, but like they're pretty, like, I think they're around the size of like a German Shepherd at most. And a pseudo dragon is like a very large fat cat.
Like a Maine Coon.
Sure. Or one of those cats you read about that if they were a little bigger, they would take over the world.
Or filled.
Sure. I know nothing about cats. Except they're assholes.
I mean,
Because it's only because I keep putting him in the camera.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the only reason I know.
Can I? Okay, Inn's gonna try really, really hard to think about what the little fiend might have meant. That where the coffins were. Is there anything around that gives any sort of clue as to where that might be?
Who are you asking?
You, as the DM.
Oh, I mean, your mother was elven when your father met her, but that could have been an illusion. And she left you on his doorstep with a very soft blanket. Roll me a history check.
I'm going to use my game inspiration.
Go for it. 13's not bad for you.
No.
You have
I mean,
a
it
plus
is a
0.
raw
That's
13.
that's good. Like that's good for you. You remember he mentioned that there were 13 stars on the blanket. 13 very distinct emblems. But that's all you can get.
Okay. I'm gonna think and kind of like scratch at the back of my horn. Okay, so this is everything I can remember, and we'll share all of that.
You all have that information now.
At this point, Gabe is just bored laying back with his head on his puma.
Rowan, do you remember all the emblems since you were the only one who took the time to investigate the emblems themselves?
I like the when you say emblems, you mean like the drawings on the arches?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember some.
Okay.
Okay, there's a little wheel or circular diagram with a bunch of different animals around it. The other one, there's like a woman with her hands cupped in front of her, and her hair coming down into her hands, and her hands are full of water.
Okay.
How many?
As the player know it, can I then make an inference on N's part, or does N not
Let
understand?
Fulcrum ask his question first.
Oh, sorry.
How many animals are on that circle? I'll do this. I'm assuming that we're talking and just kind of throwing out ideas. Little Mama, how many on that circle with the dial and creatures? How many creatures were on that? Do you recall, or should we go look?
I don't think I counted how many were on there, but we could probably go look.
You did?
Did I? I'm not good with numbers, so
There
I
was
probably counted
13
wrong.
of
Let's
them.
go. There were 13, Fulcrum.
And Dare, didn't you say something about 13 emblems on a blanket?
Yeah. Okay. That's gotta be a clue, right?
I would think so.
Be so helpful if I had the blanket.
How far away were those? Different thought. How far away were those snowmen? That Endir, how far away did you say they were?
A couple of miles.
A few miles.
Fine, say it different.
And were they moving, or are they just stationary? Like,
They look so lonely.
Did they move?
No. They
No.
moved me.
yes, I can see that. Now, let's go look at the symbols. So we'll go back to the arch. I'm assuming we were at the arch with the flowing hair woman, wild mother, and then we'll head to the one with the 13, which I believe was the one that had the.
That was the one that you could read everything
Okay.
between Infernal and Abyssal.
And Abyssal, yeah.
It was called Zodiac.
Yes, the Zodiac one.
Also, you all can thank Zen for redeeming Mango points. Mango die.
Thank you.
If I end up rolling a die this session, we'll find out.
I smack Gabe in the face. No, I'm kidding.
That's you rolling, not me.
PvP.
Oh yeah.
God, it's been so long since they had serious combat, they don't even know.
We just have to fight each other.
Okay, so we'll go to the Zodiac, or I head over and suggest that.
Yeah, and we'll follow.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Alright. Since Gabe is not being vocal, I assume he stays behind.
Oh,
and
sorry.
retires his
Bye,
character
Gabe.
permanently. Okay.
You just get stuck.
You're joining
I'm
them?
back.
Yes.
Alrighty. The four of you walk over to that archway with the 13 symbols skewed across all of it, still patchwork together in the same manner as the other one. Well, the other one. The one you came out of was really, really shoddy. So, what do you all do?
I'm gonna look at all the animals on there and go 13. All right, I didn't come here. I didn't do all this just to stop now. I'm going in and ends.
Beefcake, you can stay here, and Gabe jumps through with her.
Them.
Damn.
Well,
Throwing
little
up-
mama, last time this happened, most of us survived, so let's see what happens. And I'll
All
follow them.
right.
Oop, wrong one. That's for later. That's for later. Alrighty. You all, one by one, step out into this foreign location. You feel the temperature around you. It is a lot warmer than where you all just came from. To the point that only N feels comfortable. Everybody else, you're immediately soaked in sweat with your heavy clothes on and your multiple layers engulfing you. You look around at a solid red stained glass floor that looks a few inches thick. As you walk through this archway, you see an individual kick off the side of the wall and just begins swaying over towards you.
Gabe stays close to Anne. Wasn't that supposed to be the water world?
No, that's the one with the hair that was the water world.
Oh, okay.
Yes. As you all look at this individual, they move through the flickering of the lights until you all, except Fulcrum, recognize her. Her high standing ponytail pulled tightly up at the top of her head. Her very posh, proper, and polished demeanor as she struts towards you. Well, it certainly took you all a very long time to get here.
Were you expecting us?
Yes, I was. And the three of you would all you would recognize Luna.
I side whisper.
Oh!
Do you know this person?
Falconwood, yeah.
Yes, Fulcrum,
is-
they are aware of who I am. My name is Luna Moonshade. She sticks her hand out towards you.
What are you doing in here, Luna?
Waiting for all of you to finally get off your asses and come here.
We've been busy. We've been trying to find the Dawkins Society and all of that.
Oh,
Keeping in alive. Were we supposed to meet up with you?
no. But you were supposed to get here a little sooner. I feel like you took a great many breaks this time around. Really aggravating, I have to say. Regardless, welcome to your birthplace, Anne.
Huh?
Don't worry, it's just where you're tethered to. It means nothing else.
Can Gabe do an insight to see if he believes she's Luna?
Sure.
Insight, and I'll
I can
do
tell
my
you right now,
advantage.
beating her passive deception is going to be very hard.
Oh, okay.
Or persuasion. You don't know. But roll. Find out.
I'll do my advantage too.
Sure. I mean,
Oh,
she's kind of hard to read. Regardless, now that you're all here, I suppose you... What'd you come here for? Your mother's gravesite or something?
Yes, we.
Wonderful. Would you like me to take you there?
If you don't mind.
I do not at all. And she pivots on her heels and immediately begins sauntering, swaying very quickly, walking through here.
Gabe stays close to Ian, keeping a close eye on Luna.
So, Fulcrum, when did you meet up with all of them?
I would say, how long's it been since I've been with you guys? Just a couple weeks?
about 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
He has trouble with time.
Yes, I'm fully aware, but he knows when he met all of you.
Yeah, about 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks ago.
Wonderful. So, any major events transpire?
Rocks. Went
Rocks.
down a well.
This woman took a demon out of my head.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
That's different.
You had demon in your head.
Well, she ate the hair, to be precise. Oh,
That is
and-
very strange. I would like to see all of your notes on this, Fulcrum, or did you stop taking notes?
Oh, they're right here.
Oh, wonderful. As soon as we get over to the funeral site of Endia's mother, I believe we can have a better conversation. Now, I should forewarn all of you that your connection to whatever power you were devoted to here is going to be limited in creation. There's special laws here that I'm sure none of you quite understand, but I'll see if I can't teach it to you. She continues walking down this corridor of red stained glass flooring and sconces that just float against this very solid black obsidian like rock. And you hear her footsteps, her heightened platforms just clacking loudly against the glass. And I
And
will.
clacks loudly too.
Yes, well, you. A little different. Now, of course, I will tell you everything you need to know. Make sure you are fully aware of what's going to be happening and teach you the ropes. Divinity here does not have direct influence. She looks over her shoulder. So don't count on any of them while you're here. Your power is your own.
So will I still be able to use my magic though?
Why, yes. The magic emanates from you. It's just bestowed upon you in its potential by your divinity. Unless, of course, you decided to become a clerical individual, which I can't imagine you would ever do.
Not necessarily my thing.
Exactly. So, should not be an issue at all. Gabriel, how about you? Have you, found any divinity in your life?
No.
Wonderful. And Rowan. She raises an eyebrow at you.
Hello.
You're being very sheepish.
Yeah.
Last time we met, I
Yeah.
thought we were more friendly than this.
I mean, how's your family?
Wonderful.
That's great.
She continues walking. Fulcrum, with your very... Oh, wait, your passive is only 18? Yeah, that's just barely enough.
Yeah.
As she's walking away, her hands are, like, clasped behind her back, and her pinky looks like it was snapped at an awkward angle. She's just gripping it very tightly. So, divinity is limited here, though you have massive amounts of potential. So long as you, well, do as Gabriel does and believe in yourself, instead of seeking others to give it to you. This area used to belong to a particular set of celestial beings, let's call them. I don't like the term god to be thrown around too loosely, yet everybody else seems that they were deserving of that title. Well, This used to be a sanctuary, a summit of sorts between several of them whenever they wanted to not fight one another. Now, however, it only is the playground of those of us who remember it was here before, and for those of us who wish to... How do I put this? Seek information from other places. That archway you came from was reactivated very short while ago. I was lucky enough to be down here in an archive trying to discern things when I found out that it turned on, and I've been waiting to see who would come through here since. Did you reactivate the archways?
No, we didn't.
Really? So somebody else did. Well, that's inconvenient to me. Regardless, that is a matter for tomorrow, not today. Down here, all of those that were dutiful relatives to the celestial beings, ones that sought to play nice with them, get along, or serve them, were buried here to rest, as were other champions of other such entities that were powerful enough to challenge the status quo of this dreary world.
Does that include In's mother?
It does. One of those two categories. I bet you it'll be interesting to see which one of you guesses right.
I'm guessing the second one.
That was a sarcastic remark that I made.
Okay.
So, and do you wish to come here and claim your mother's legacy, or is there some other reason you are here?
I have no idea what her legacy is.
Right. Would you like to stay blissfully ignorant to it? Be able to lollygag and enjoy your life as much as you would like? Or are you curious?
I've come all this way. There's no point in not knowing.
Oh, there may be several points, but that is completely up to you. Give me a wisdom saving throw in. Your mind keeps wandering between, well, she never cared, so why would I care? But, I mean, I am here, I might as well find out. But what if that just adds more stress to my life? And do I really want all of that? And what if I find out things that I don't want to know? Like, I don't want to know any of these. But, like, I owe it to myself to know. And your mind is now cycling through each of the options. You are incredibly indecisive. And when she looks back, she just smirks at you. She's playing her game.
Yep.
So, I am curious, how are things in Solemn?
Not so great.
Really? I remember you mentioned the Dawkins Society. Anything in particular about them?
Well, they have a bounty out for certain people of certain races, and because they're being led by the first champion, who was a death knight, who was reawoken by a betrayer god.
She stopped walking.
And all the champions were reawoken to try and fight him.
And many of them are dead, correct?
many of them are dead, and Rowan and I are trying to help out with all that.
And I'm trying to keep N alive.
Of course you are, Gabriel. They are one of the
And-
only people who could tolerate calling you a friend, after all.
And then, so we think that the Dawkins Society is being used by this Death Knight who get all those people of different bloodlines to do some magic that they shouldn't be doing.
Fulcrum and Rowan perception checks. You can continue in.
So that the kidnappings has got a lot of barbarian outlander peoples upset, and they're going to overrun the cities. And there's people who are in the academy who are being dragged into this cult to make elven kind great again, and that's all part of the same group, we think.
Without turning to you, Fulcrum, the only thing you really pick up on is her shoulders are incredibly tense right now. My husband, how long has it been since you've seen him?
Months.
Months.
Since we last saw him, you.
Really?
Yeah, we've been trying to track down leads on the Dawkins Society.
The ones going after Claire.
Yes. And
Claire is safe.
as far as I understand it, I haven't heard anything. And the last assassin that we disposed of, they had a list of what they still needed.
Fulcrum, I know that you do not know me, quite possibly ever. However, I have a very specific question I would like to ask you. Would you mind performing a ritual for me?
What sort of ritual? And I'll give Anne and Gabe a quick glance.
It is a ritual of permanence. Currently, I am stuck here, unable to return back home to my family. I am not allowed to cross the threshold of that archway unless there is somebody with divine correction who can perform a particular ritual that I can educate you on to the fullest extent of it. You will destroy my tether to Zodiac and reinstate my tether to Solemn, so I can
How'd you
return
get
home to
stuck
my
here?
family. I managed to piss off people, but that is irrelevant to me. What is important is that I return home to Claire.
Who'd you piss off?
It is not important.
I mean,
You immediately see every muscle in her arm tenses, and her demeanor is shifting.
Rowan will look at Fulcrum. I mean, don't you kind of want to know why before you go to all the trouble?
Gabe does divine sense.
Okay. You sense that there is a celestial nearby.
But I can't tell if it's her or not.
It's coming from her direction.
Why do I sense a celestial?
Because that is my partial nature. And while I am here, I'm one of the few celestial beings around. Regardless, she turns around towards you, Fulcrum, and one strand of her polished hair has come loose from the tension. I need to return home to my daughter. There's nothing for me here, and I would be very appreciative of you to do this for me, Fulcrum, please.
I assume I can't do another insight.
You can certainly try.
I'll subtle cast message to Fulcrum, and he'll hear in his head, she's powerful and so is Claire, but she's been a friend, and I think that all she wants is to have her family.
I'll use advantage.
Go for it.
Message I
12.
can reply to, right?
Yes, you can. 12. I mean, she really
Yeah.
wants you to let her back. I mean, you don't get any other sense. I mean, if you're sensing hostility from her, she is definitely hostile right now, but you are keeping a mother from her child, so, you know. Or at least maybe that's how she perceives it. That's about all you can get, though. Like, you're stopping her from seeing Claire.
Message back to N. So are you asking me to help her with this ritual?
And she'll see and nod.
I'll look at Gabe and back to Luna. What is required for this ritual before I commit? Maybe we can discuss it over tea or something, and you can explain the ritual to me. Would be more than happy to do it, but I need to make sure that
There's no malicious component of it other than the sacrifice of a fraction of my soul, which I am willingly giving up. So, if you wish to discuss it further, I'm sure I will have to educate you on the specifics of it. However, that will be arranged. She smiles and slowly just rotates back on her heels. Anyway, thank you, Fulcrum. And thank you, N. She continues walking. So,
is she still tense? I mean, I know that she's
her pinky finger, it's bent like in towards the palm and sideways, but she's no longer gripping it. She's just letting it sit there. It's clearly broken, but her tension seems to have alleviated in part.
okay.
Gabe can't see that.
Unfortunately, your passive isn't high enough to discern that. I mean, you're looking at the threat. Fulcrum sees details.
Is she still within earshot?
Presumably, you can hear her heels clacking.
Yeah, I guess I continue to follow her.
Alrighty.
Assuming everyone else is as well.
N, I do not expect you to make your final decision quite yet. However, if you do come to find that you wish to know, all you ever have to do is ask me, and I will gladly inform you. You're a good friend, N. Very good child. Dutiful. So.
Can I insight that last comment?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
21. she's difficult to fully read, but the part that stood out as very awkward to you was dutiful. I mean, you've known N for 3 weeks, and that is not a word you would ever describe them as. So, yeah, that's.
All right.
All right. Rowan's gonna grab Fulcrum by the arm and try to pull him just to the side a little bit. She'll say in kind of a hushed voice, I think we need to consider the fact that something powerful wants her here, and if we let her go, it might piss that something off. I mean, I'm not saying that we not let her go, but what I'm saying is I think maybe we need to be prepared that something might happen.
I would agree, little mama. Yeah. If you
Gerald?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
if you notice anything else or anything, please let me know. I don't know if you noticed her pinky or not, but it looks like she's clutching it and it's broken with tension.
Yeah, someone or something anger snapped her pinky.
Fulcrum, you're the only one. Yeah, it was her. It's.
When Rowan said that, I pictured like a pinky swear gone bad.
I'm sure Rowan did too.
Anger snapped pinky. Oh my
Oh
god.
no, she broke the pinky promise.
Holy shit.
All the promises are now released.
It's fucking Deku from that anime. Just now it's gone. So you all continue walking?
Yeah.
You walk through this large corridor and you start noticing there's a few more open chambers that are stuck behind closed doors. Many of them have symbols of those different animals that you noticed on the archway around you. One of them has the symbol of a beautiful mermaid-like woman. One of them of a large individual with pincers for hands hulking forward. One of them is that of a lion with forward claws looking triumphantly in a particular direction. But you walk past all of these, and you stop at one in particular. This looks to be the image of a bipedal ram. Large, strong arms, hulking horns that stretch up and swirl to the top, and a slightly hunched over demeanor with a large glaive in their hand, and what appears to be small people that they're gesturing over. Luna turns back to all of you. In here is your mother's burial place. She was buried alongside her closest friends and her family. The door may only open with this key. She holds it up.
And I'll reach out for it.
She lets you take it. I'm going to step down the hallway. Take as much time as you need. And she starts heading back towards the archway, just walking. And you're staring at the doorway.
Put in the key and turn it.
As you listen to the loud clanking and clicking of the mechanisms unlocking, and the door noiselessly begins swinging open. this is where we're going on break. And
What?
we will be right back. Don't go anywhere.